whatever happens, happens. Again, that is not really an Indian attitude. But the Indian attitude believes in shrama, toil, effort, personal effort. Purushakara, shama. Purushakara, the thing is, yes, of course, karma puts you into certain uh, patterns. You have created a certain reality for yourself, but with your effort you can break that reality and recreate a new reality. So that notion of man being the point of the cosmos, that notion of yata pinde tatha brahmande, which means as is inside, so is the cosmos. And that is only the human being. It is not anybody else. So the human being is the only living being that is capable of liberation. The human being is the only living being that is capable of enlightenment. Okay, enlightenment is possible even for the devas, but liberation is not possible. You see, because the three are not the same. Awakening is one thing. Awakening is the start of the spiritual process. Awakening is the start of the evolutionary spiritual process. That can happen even by accident. You did enough good karma, it is the time in your life, you are sitting at home and you get awakened. That can happen, that is tamasic. It can happen at any time. Or you went to a temple, or you met a guru, or you read a book, or anything can awaken you. Awakening is tamasic. There is absolutely, it's below consciousness. There is absolutely nothing therein. Of course, everything is in consciousness, but it's a subconscious process. Attaining is a rajasic process. You got to do sadhana. You got to do you got to do toil. You got to do many processes. Liberation, unfortunately, happens only through grace. Either the guru or a deva or some circumstance to be pushed over that final boundary, no matter what you do, that is grace. It's very unfair, but that's the way it is. That is a sattvic process. So it has to be earned. So this people are not normally, and for most people the moment of liberation is also the moment of death, because the infusion of energy that happens at the moment of liberation is so super colossal that a normal body cannot tolerate. So you just drop the body and go. But of course, all this is predicated on the acceptance of the notion of karma, but yogis always experience it. They always experience the memories of past lives. So karma was never seriously challenged in India. It was just the bedrock of the culture. Other people have big issues with the notion of karma, but if you do any kind of serious meditation, within time you start seeing how it happened, from mineral to plant to animal to human. And before you come to animal to human, you always, last animal birth is cow, which is the reason the cow is not to be slaughtered, because you are stopping a very vital push forward in evolution. The yogis know that the last animal birth is always that of a cow, not a dog or an elephant or a tiger or whatever. It's always a cow. So that is the reason why cows are not to be slaughtered. That is the yogic reason, other than all the socio-cultural reasons. The yogic reason is the last birth is always that of a cow. The cow is a potential human being. But yes, after that, don't continue to live like a cow. Live like a manava. Yes. So being born human is therefore regarded as the greatest blessing. Being born human is therefore regarded as the greatest thing you can hope for and pray for. And of course, we only complain about it. But the truth of the matter is, in the culture, we are more important than the gods. And there is no culture in the world where this can be said with any truth. In every other culture, the human being was sacrificed for the gods.
Yes.
This is totally different. This is totally different. We are more important than the gods. It does not matter if the devas are wiped out tomorrow, but if manavas are wiped out, it's a big catastrophe for consciousness. And I'm saying that very, very clearly. So, the responsibility that you have to participate in your evolution becomes very great. Because this is a chance. You have been given health, you have been given intelligence, you have been given access to these things. So everybody has a very serious spiritual responsibility. That is what the culture says. Now, of course, we are broken from our culture, so it's okay. But the fact of the matter is, the responsibility to consciously speed up your evolution is very great. Because this is a rare chance. This is a rare chance.
But evolution is also happening in the other 24
Only 30 years to live there.
Yeah, but they are happening very, very slow speed. It happens in this mind-bogglingly. There are advantages. Karma doesn't stick to you so easily. But the disadvantage is this: if you want to burn up, because see, we are all enlightened. What is the problem? And the problem is the mountain load of karma. And all sadhana is just to dissolve that karma. So that is why the human being has that potential to grow to something else. The human being has the potential. In the human body, they become greater than the gods. They become rishis. They.
So what do you have to do to become a rishi?
You just got to be like Vishwamitra. You got to be stubborn about the matter.
The rishis are enlightened or liberated.
Both.
Rishis are both liberated, and the Buddhas are liberated
And enlightened.
And the Tirthankaras are.
They're all rishis. Basically, they're all rishis. They're all rishis. It's very rare, but normally the moment of liberation, you drop the body. It's very difficult. It's very difficult to hold it in place.
Bodhisattvas?
They are Buddhas in training, no?
Sorry?
They are Buddhas in training. They are people with the potential to become Buddhas. So they have attained.
It's like freezing.
They have attained. They have not. They have attained. You see, you can attain many, many levels of consciousness, many magnificent levels of consciousness. And you can do a lot of grand and wonderful stuff, but that still doesn't mean you're liberated. So it's a big problem now. How do you know? Yes, there is a problem because everybody is convinced that my teacher at least is both enlightened and liberated. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. So there's a problem there. But in terms of how important the man is, this, and it's so sad, that we have forgotten this about our culture, the centrality of the human being, because now unfortunately we sacrifice the human being to society, to family, to caste group, to language group. The human being is not the only place a person can be free is if he puts a langot and runs away to the Himalayas, which is fundamentally the reason why they went to the Himalayas, just to get away from the society and the culture. It's very, very tragic. It's very tragic. But in psychological terms, this is unique. I have not seen a single culture like this. I have not seen a single culture like this where man is the central aspect. And we don't realize it. We don't realize what an awesome thing that is, and what courage our rishis had to just state that fact. Amritasya putra. We are the children of immortality. You are only devas. Awesome thing. And we don't act like that. We don't act from that consciousness. We don't act from that consciousness that our responsibility is greater than that even of the devas. Because deva is he's a contract guy basically. Once his karma runs out, demotion. Next person up. Or even some asura is there, he can't wait, he'll like, you get out. I am more deserving of this position. So if you want, you can do that. You can actually develop that asura prakriti and say, okay, I want to be Indra, I want to enjoy, all that kind of. That is that famous joke about that guy who started doing sadhana and started doing tapasya, Now in Kali Yuga, that is not current, because Kali Yuga is over, but he started doing tapasya. In Kali Yuga, you're not supposed to do tapasya. It was contraindicated. So the gods got a little worried, and so since he worshipped Krishna manifested, why is this guy doing tapasya? That's not what is recommended. So Krishna manifests, Krishna Bhagwan aap hai, wo Menka wala scene kidhar gaya? So, the reason why you do something also, if you're operating from that unawareness, if you're operating from that lower quality thing and you're operating from that desire. See, desires, people keep saying, finish your desires. Actually, they should be saying, don't multiply your desires. Because the desires that you have. You need to exhaust them. Don't keep adding. Don't keep salivating when you see the Lamborghini or Katrina Kaif, that's
But desires will be there, you will have.
You have to finish them, there is no way around it. Some lifetime you have to finish it. So, the correct thing that people should be told is not don't have desires, which is a cruel and inhuman thing to say.
Yeah.
The correct thing is don't add to your desires. You have these desires, work them out and don't add to them. But then again, our culture is so fractured, unfortunately, because a lot of the texts are lost, a lot of the lineages are lost, and now we are all trying to rebuild all of them very slowly and carefully. And especially the inner things, all the inner stuff is to the point of extinction. It's just a sad state of affairs. But then there's a lot of hope also, because a lot of stuff that used to be secret is now coming out into the public domain. So I will certainly not lose hope. But still, more can be done. More is expected. More should be expected, because we are manavas. We are more important than the gods.